Hey, hi everyone. I am giving just a demo on training of Saviynt. So first we will learn about what is identity and access management and why we are learning Saviynt, right? So IAM means identity and access management. It is a part of security domain. In official language, like if you say it comes under cyber security, right? So basically for a layman purpose it is a part of security domain. So in security domain there are many domains, right? Like starting from physical security, like fence of the office, security guards, dogs, the siren, to most complicated things like this one, our cyber security, or encryption, decryption, fraud management, and all those things. So right, so out of that, identity and access management is a domain. In short form we call it IAM. So inside IAM basically there are two domains, you can say two branches. If you want you can make 5 6 branches also which are subdomains, but basically you can divide into two domains: identity management and access management. Identity management you can say short term IDM, and access management some people say it AM also. So what, like I have worked in both identity and access management. So I have 10 years of experience. First 3 4 years I mostly worked on access management part, and last 5 to 6 years I am working in identity management part. So there are two branches of a tree, you can say. So identity, so here we are covering Saviynt, which is mostly 99% it used for identity management purpose. It also have a access management part also, but ideally very rarely used. So here we are covering mostly identity management, not access management part. So what is identity management and what is access management? In brief, I will say identity management is like, as the name suggests, it deals with the identities. Identities means users. But access management is not related with the user identities, but more it is towards the applications. So identity means what in a company or in an organization? The users, it can be the end users or employees or contractors or vendors or whoever, right? They are called user identities. So creating the user identities, managing the user identities, terminating the user identities, all comes under identity management. So if you ask me the definition, I can give many definitions, but for the simple one, managing end-to-end life cycle of the user throughout the organization, you can call identity management. So if I explain the definition, it can clarify a lot of things, like managing end-to-end life cycle. End-to-end life cycle means, first of all, life cycle means what? Create, update, remove, delete, enable, disable, all these things, right? Like for example, you joined a company today, so you are a new user, so your user's identity will be created. After some time, let's say you got a promotion, or your name was not correct, there was a spelling mistake, you corrected it. So all those things comes under update, right? Then you put the paper, and after some time you left the organization, that comes under termination or leaver. You requested for additional access, that called add access. You requested to remove access, remove access. Let's say you earlier you were a contractor, then you converted into a full-time employee, that is called transfer. So all these use cases, right, managing throughout the organization is called identity management. So if we will cover the entire course, it revolves around whatever the things I told now, how the user identities we are managing. So managing, then I am telling end to end life cycle. End to end life cycle means what? See, if you are just managing the user identities inside Saviynt, means Saviynt is a IAM tool. So if you are managing identities inside the IAM tool, means it will be of no use, because your organization is different, Saviynt is different, right? So that's why we are connecting the Saviynt system to different applications of the organization. For example, different application means what? Every organization use Active Directory, LDAP, SAP, right? Google, Exchange. So whatever the applications it is using, we are integrating Saviynt with those systems. And most importantly, the HR system. So in any identity management system, we use two systems, like a trusted system and target system, right? So HR system is called trusted, and all those applications, AD, LDAP, uh, all these applications is called target system. So entire, if you read any identity management tool, whether it is SailPoint or Saviynt or OIM, so we will cover only these things. Managing how we are managing user identities, and how the end-to-end flow happens, starting from HR system to say identity management system to different target system. Let's say I will explain only the creation use case. Let's say your joining date is after 5 days. So today your HR will fill your data into HR system. So after sometimes, let's say after 1 hour or 2 hour, the user import job runs. Then your identity data will be imported from the HR system into Saviynt, which is called trusted recon. That we will explain later how exactly. So that is called trusted recon. Then after the data came into Saviynt, the provisioning job runs, let's say in every half an hour in 1 hour. So in every application, right? Let's say the Saviynt is integrated with 20 applications. In all the 20 applications, automatically your account will be created, right? The data came into HR, then from HR to it came to Saviynt, then from Saviynt it automatically created in all the target systems. So that is called end-to-end life cycle. Means the life cycle starts from HR system and it finishes in all target system. So that is all about. It is not about Saviynt. It is about any identity management tool, whatever you will cover. So these are the basic concept actually. So how we are managing the life cycle of the user, or create, update, or how you can say how we can manage the right person will get right access in right time to complete their work, right? Because if you see this way, let's say tomorrow is your joining date. So by today your identity will be created, and you should have basic access in all the system, so that tomorrow if you join the organization you can perform your task. So identity management, you can tell, like managing the user identities so that the right person should get right access in right time to do their work. So that way also we can tell identity management. So after that I am coming to my career. So I have like 10 years of experience in identity and access management. So as I told, I first started with access management. So I started with Oracle. So around, you can say, 6 to 7 years mostly I worked into Oracle domain, like 6 years. So I started with Oracle Access Manager, Oracle Identity Federation, SSO, SAML, which are all related to access management. After 3 to 4 years, I came to identity management. So after that, I worked identity management and access management together. So I worked in OIM, OAM, OIF, WebLogic. All those are Oracle related tools. But because when we started the career in 2013, there was no Saviynt. Saviynt tool itself came to the market in last 4 to 5 years. So I am working in. Then I thought to change my career to not to stick in a single tool. So I came to Saviynt. In Saviynt, I am working with for last 3 plus years. Okay. Apart from Oracle and SailPoint, I know basic understanding of SailPoint, Okta, PingFed. Means in projects, I didn't work for SailPoint, Okta, but self-learning and all concepts I know about SailPoint and Okta as well. So scope of the demo, actually basic of identity management, basic understanding of Saviynt, but I already cover most of the thing. Like what is identity management concept, I will cover little more here, and basic understanding of Saviynt. So coming to the topic again, as I already explained, right, what is identity management concept. So I will explain little bit more, like the flow of the user identities, right, and why we are now learning Saviynt. So let's say, for example, of a company called Tata Group, right, or TCS, you can say. In TCS only 3 to 4 lakhs employees are working, right? If you compare entire Tata Group, maybe it is maybe close nearly like more than 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs employees, right? So every day in a big organization, thousands of employees joining the organization, or thousands of employees maybe leaving the organization, or maybe 50,000 or 1 lakh users data might be changing every day. So is it possible without having a identity management tool? It is very difficult to manage it, right? So that's why in nowadays in every earlier it was like big organizations. Nowadays we are seeing small medium organizations also using identity management tool. Okay, or they are using identity and access management together. So how the flow exactly works, let's say I already give the example. Your today the date is 29th of April, right? So your joining date in the organization is 5th of May. So let's say as per your company's policy, HR will take all the data and has to fill in their system before 5 days, because 5 days is the company's policy. So he will collect all your data or enter into the HR system prior to 5 days, means let's say 1st of May. Okay, he filled it. So what is the HR system? HR system can be anything ideally, wherever the HR will fill the data. It can be a Excel sheet, it can be a database, or it can be a CSV file, or it can be big application who are generally used like SAP, Workday, SuccessFactor. Okay, so for them it is a HR system, or HRMS we call say, HR management system, but technically we call it as a trusted system. But if someone can ask, can a notepad, a CSV file can be a trusted source? Yes, it can be. Trusted source example, whatever the data you can trust, you call trusted system. So as per identity management system, HR systems are trusted system. So there they fill the data. Then after some time, that trusted system will be connected with the identity management system, with a connector. Okay, that I will cover in later thing. So it will be connected with a connector. So that connector is used for pull the data from HR system to here. So let's say that job runs twice a day. Every 12 hours the job is scheduled. Let's say they fill the data at 8 a.m. in the morning. Let's say your job is scheduled at 12 o'clock. So when the job will run, your all your data through the trusted recon, through the connector, it will become and stored in the Saviynt system that your identities got created. Then let's say there is a provisioning job is there which is scheduled in every 1 hour. Then at 1 p.m. the provisioning job ran and it created your identities across all the target system. Target system, what it is, we can say applications or downstream systems or target systems. So if that process is called provisioning. So when the data first came, how the accounts will be created. So from HR system it came to here. So inside the Saviynt we mention couple of rule, what we call it membership rule or technical rule. Those rules getting triggered and the rules specify for which user which accounts will be created, right? Let's say if you are an employee, for you 10 different accounts will be created, and if you are a contractor, in the rules it will be mentioned for you 5 accounts will be created. So based on that rules, those tasks will trigger. Okay, so first the user data come from HR system to identity system. After that, based on the identities, the rules will be triggered. Based on the rules, what will happen? In the rules, whatever the condition is written, based on that condition, tasks will be created. And when the provisioning job will run, those tasks will process and your accounts and access will be created in the target system. This is the exact flow. Okay. So if you want to learn any identity management system, this flow you should be 100% clear of. Okay. So this is the actually basics of identity management concept. So I explained why we are using identity management system, what is identity management system and what is the definition. I explained about trusted system, I explained about target system, and I also explained about how the data flows exactly. Okay. Then basic understanding of Saviynt. So I can't show you the tool itself now in this demo, but I want to tell why we are learning Saviynt. So basic understanding of Saviynt is nothing but basics of identity management, right? Because it is also an identity management tool. But I will explain basic of understanding of Saviynt means why we are learning here, right? That is the important thing. What is the market? If you learn Saviynt, you will get any benefit or it is a wastage of time and energy and money, right? That you should understand. So let me tell you which is the most important thing of this discussion. In last 2 to 3 years, I have seen the cyber security is increased like anything. Particularly COVID hit, we are seeing the requirement of identity management increased by 100% nearly. Let's say earlier one person is getting 8 to 10 lakh salary, now he is getting 15 to 20 lakhs. So in last 1 to 2 years. Okay. And particularly if you see, there are many tools in the market. I will cover through the demo and what you should learn, like Oracle, IBM, SailPoint, Saviynt, Okta, PingFed, Ping Identity, PAM, right? CyberArk, many. But if you come to identity management concept, there are two tools, SailPoint and Saviynt, which is ruling the market now. Earlier, it was Oracle who was ruling the market, right? If you go to access management domain, there Okta is ruling, right? So coming to the identity management, Saviynt and SailPoint, both are good, equally good, I will say. Okay, and both are ruling the market. So if you are coming to this domain and if you are learning Saviynt, which is one of the fast increasing tool. So it is like gold mine nowadays. Okay, so you will get more than your expectation opportunities as well as package in this domain. Okay, so it is very good if time and if you are selecting a Saviynt to learn. Now I will come to Saviynt's technical things, right? So why Saviynt is popular? Because first of all, Saviynt is entirely a SaaS solution. SaaS solution means software as a service. If you know about cloud, you will know IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, right? So it is entirely hosted in cloud. Okay, which is, but if you see earlier tools like Oracle, you have to download and install, and to download, install, to configure only, it was taking 2 months, 3 months for Oracle. For a fresher to learn, it will take 6 months to 1 year. The installation part of Oracle, it was so huge because I worked there for 5 to 6 years, and it was so heavy. If you install in a laptop, your laptop will be hanged like that. Oracle is 10 to 20 times heavier than Saviynt, right? So similarly, so that's why Saviynt, SailPoint also have two domains like identity IQ, identity now. Identity IQ on premise, identity now is cloud based, but Saviynt is entirely cloud based SaaS solution, lightweight. It provides many features like SOD, access review system, or attestation, which is far better from the other tools. So these are the reasons why Saviynt is popular. Saviynt using MySQL database and Tomcat as a application server and just a WAR file. So if you want to install, you install MySQL DB, then install the Tomcat, then deploy. There is a WAR file. You just deploy the WAR file in Tomcat. Then your installation is done. So you understand how much it is simplified. So those are the reasons why Saviynt is popular as compared to other tools. So course line, I already provided you a lot of concepts. So we will cover in more detail basic concepts of IAM, what is IAM, and through practical examples also we can see. Then life cycle use case of managing user identities with example. So that also I told one flow, like for how from HR system to different application the data is coming, right? So but here through the Saviynt tool, right, with proper example, we will see how the accounts are getting activated, terminated, and all those things, right? Then brief introduction of different concepts of IDM or Saviynt, right? Brief different components means what? Like we will read about applications, like we have security system, endpoint, connection, access request system, attestation, analytics, uh, and what else, workflow, email template. So these are like different main components. So we will cover all those components, how in general sense how it works, and inside Saviynt how it works. Overview of Saviynt tool. Overview means I mean to say, I will just go through, I will take you in a tour inside the Saviynt tool, right? How the Saviynt tool looks, in which tab, what things we exactly do, right? For example, how the ARS screen looks like, how attestation looks like, how admin section looks like, all those system. Then from the fifth topic, we will exactly cover one by one topic, right? In a day. Like one day we will cover access request system. Access request system means how we are raising a request, how it goes for approval, right? Workflow, email template, all those things we will cover. Then security system, endpoint, connection. This is the heart of the Saviynt, right? Or any identity management system. It is the main part. And the sixth topic will take most of the time. Connection is the main thing, right? Which has all the codes, all the JSONs, everything is there. And security system endpoint actually called application. Like for example, you are integrating Active Directory means we need to first create a connection for Active Directory. Then we have to create a security system and endpoint for Active Directory. Then technical and user update rule. So I told, right, after the data comes, the rules are getting triggered, and based on the rules, it decide which user will get which access. So those are called technical and update rules, and actually user update rules. Technical rules are applicable for a new joiner. Update rules are like when the user identity updated or terminated at that time, it will be triggered. Then roles and save roles, that is also important. Roles is different. Save role is a new concept in Saviynt. So based on Saviynt's name, they given the name as save role. So roles means you can say it is a group of entitlement, but save role is used to define which person should see or do based on their uh, requirement, right? For example, what an end user will see, a manager will get more access than a normal end user, right? So those things are controlled in the save role. Then we will cover in detail workflow and email template. Workflow and email template, again a part of access request system. Based on the workflow, the approval flow works. Email templates are used throughout any identity system to notify the approvers or users, right? So we will cover that. Then analytics means it is just used for reporting purpose. In any identity management tool we need reports. For example, how many users created every day, or in this month how many users got terminated, right? So in any identity system, they, so here we have to write the queries, SQL queries or MySQL queries to create the reports. So we will cover that analytics. Campaign means attestation or certification. So it is actually a access review system actually, to, so that we can verify if the right user getting the right access. If not, we will remove it. So here if we certify the access, their access will be retained. If we revoke, their access will be removed. That is called campaign. Then SOD means segregation of duty. So the definition is you should not give all the privileges to a single person. Instead of that, we will segregate the duties. For example, the person who will approve your loan, he cannot sanction the loan, right? Let's say you are taking a loan, so there is the person who will approve your loan, he cannot sanction. It should be sanctioned by the manager or some other department, right? So if the same person will only the approver as well as sanction the loan, there is a lot of chance like there is some fraud activity will happen. That's why we are segregating the duties to among, instead of assigning to single person, we are segregating among different person, so that the fraud can be restricted. So that's how the SOD is. We will cover that. Then global configuration, there are many things under global configuration we will cover. Export import, let's say you developed a lot of things, development environment, how we can export all the configuration and import in the higher environments. Then troubleshooting and checking logs, it is very important also. Let's say you did some development or something, but if issues are coming, particularly troubleshooting, checking logs required for support related activities. Let's say for these 100 users, some issue is happening. So how you will fix the issue? You have to check the logs, you have to identify the issue and troubleshoot to fix the issue. So that also we will cover. Then interview related question, discuss actual project requirement and use cases. So it is not like at the end. At the end, we will cover the last section. What are the most interview questions you can face? But every time to time basis, we will cover the interview questions also, as well as the actual use cases and project requirements. Project requirements, you can say everything we will cover which are used in the project itself. So yeah, we can do not only, I just mentioned here three projects, but we can do as many as, right? Like creation of user identity, applications, manual. These are the basic thing, like how we can create the users manually, or how we can create security system endpoint connection, or how we can do it automatically or using CSV file. All these things will be covered first part. Second part, connected disconnected application. There are a lot of things are there, how actually we can configure one application, it can be connected, disconnected, and all those concepts, security system, endpoint, workflow, everything practically we can see here. Then design workflow and approval flow. Apart from that, we can learn about how we can create actually reports, how we can actually create attestation, how we can actually do SOD. So it is not only three, we can expect more than that here. So lab setup, it is important. So I already have a virtual machine that I can share with you in the Google Drive. You have there, everything is installed. You no need to install anything, but you have to just download a virtual machine, install it, then configure the VM that I said. But the important part is, if you do it, it takes a lot of memory. So you have to have at least 12 GB of RAM. Okay, it will slow your system. Means if you have 16 GB something, it will be ideal. But at least you need 12 GB RAM to open the virtual machine. It is very heavy actually. So, and you have to download the virtual machine. That also take 4 to 5 hours to download the virtual machine. But the good part is, you no need to install anything. Everything is installed. Many applications, users, everything is there. We can easily do the lab things there. Hands-on experience you will get. Additional course resource means, see, Savvy and SailPoint, these tools are not open source. You cannot read and go through the documents free of cost. To go to, so similarly, Saviynt have their own website called Freshdesk, which is managed by Saviynt itself. If you work in a project or if you are inside Saviynt, you will get access into Freshdesk. So if any documentation, anything you want to read, you can go through their website and can read. But for outside people, it is restricted. Let's say I am working in a project, means I will get access. If I leave it, my access will be removed. So like that way actually. But unfortunately, you cannot get much information in internet, in Google. You have to go to their website to read more, to get more details. There are many certifications, like I did L100, L200 certificate, because I was working in Saviynt itself for 1.5 year. I worked, so I did L100 and L200 certificates free of cost. Right, Saviynt employees can get free of cost. But if you are outside Saviynt, you may need to pay something, or if you are working in other company, you have to check with your manager. Maybe the company have to pay on behalf of you or something, then you can do these certifications. But as per my understanding, as an individual, you cannot get these courses free of cost. You have to pay something. Then CISSP certification. CISSP certification, I also haven't done till now, but I completed the knowledge wise I have, but the certification I haven't done. CISSP, you can say it is the biggest certification in security domain, and the cost is around 50,000 or 60,000 rupees. And if you cannot clear it, the money will be gone. also. So these two certifications I am aware of, and I did many other certifications, but it is not related to Saviynt. As I was working in Oracle, I did many Oracle certifications, but for you as a beginner, you should concentrate on L100 and L200 certificate, which Saviynt provides. Okay, CISSP for 9 to 10 year experience guys. Actually, as we discussed, I will provide you many interview questions. Let's say the easiest part of Saviynt is the questions are interview questions are limited. So if I provide you and if you understand the concepts, I will just provide you 20 to 30 questions, and you can expect 50 to 60% interview questions will come out of those 20 questions. So it is very easy to crack the interview. I am 100% telling it with responsibility. It is very much easy if you just want to crack an interview in Saviynt. It is easiest thing. If I teach someone for 1 week, and if he has interest, he can crack an interview, because the questions are limited, and the requirement is huge, and the resources are less. So it is most easiest thing to crack an interview in Saviynt. So after completion of course, will provide you a certificate that you completed the course. So this is the demo from my side. So thanks everyone.